I am about to unveil a truth so potent it feels like a betrayal to share it. This knowledge crosses a line most dare not approach, for it lays bare the raw mechanics of power, ugly, perilous, and transformative. Once you grasp it, there is no retreat. You cannot unsee the world's hidden currents. Society clings to ideals of kindness, fairness, and virtue, painting a comforting picture of a world where goodness is rewarded. Yet Niccolò Machiavelli, the unflinching observer of human ambition, saw through this veneer. He understood that success does not bow to morality, it crowns those who master the art of calculated ruthlessness. Veiled in the garb of virtue, the truly powerful do not follow the rules etched by others. They carve their own. They offer smiles that disarm, while their minds dissect your weaknesses with surgical precision. You might thank them for their warmth, unaware that they are studying you, cataloging your flaws for future leverage. They project nobility while maneuvering chess pieces across the board of influence, their every move cloaked in apparent benevolence. Most recoil from this reality, too fragile to face the machinery of power or too enamored with illusions of fairness. But you are different. You are here to confront the truth, to wield the tools others fear to touch. What follows is not advice, it is a weapon, a codex for navigating the arena of ambition. Use it wisely, and it will reshape your destiny. The world loves to dress ambition in moral finery, perpetuating the myth that success flows from honesty, integrity, and purity. This is the soothing bedtime story society tells itself to sleep soundly. Machiavelli shattered this illusion, exposing the gritty underbelly of triumph. No victory is pristine. Every crown rests on a foundation of sacrifice. Every empire conceals betrayals, every fortune harbors secrets, and every ascent to power involves stepping over others, whether acknowledged or buried in silence. History polishes the reputations of the victorious, but beneath the sheen lies a ledger of deception, intimidation, and calculated force. The naive cling to the belief that goodness alone can elevate them, that merit naturally rises, that virtue always prevails. If that were true, the world would be governed by saints, and power would rest with the pure of heart. Look around. Are the keys to influence held by altruists, or by predators cloaked as gentlemen, philanthropists, or visionaries? Machiavelli grasped a fundamental truth. Advantage is not a gift bestowed on the patient. It is seized by those willing to act decisively, to embrace what others shy away from. Innocence is not armor. It is a vulnerability, a beacon for the cunning to exploit. Those who wear it proudly are the first to be outmaneuvered, their ideals leaving them defenseless in a world that rewards strategy over sentiment. The effective understand this duality and wield it masterfully. They maintain two personas, a public face of benevolence, radiating warmth and principle, and a private strategist, plotting with unrelenting precision. They speak of peace while preparing for conflict, extend hands of friendship while concealing daggers of intent, and champion justice while orchestrating outcomes in their favor. The most dangerous part, people believe them. They trust the smile, the rhetoric, the carefully curated persona, because they crave a narrative that makes the world feel safe. But safety is a mirage, and you are not here to chase illusions. You are here to awaken to the game. Behind every empire, every titan of industry, every polished leader, lies a ledger of calculation and opportunism, not born of malice, but of necessity. Survival at the apex demands it. When you embrace this reality, you stop asking naive questions like, how can I succeed while remaining pure? Instead, you ask, what must I sacrifice to claim my place? This shift is not an invitation to villainy. It is a call to pragmatism. Amateurs flaunt their ruthlessness, baring their fangs too soon and inviting resistance. The truly effective conceal their edge behind a facade of charm, generosity, and apparent virtue, striking only when the moment is ripe. Machiavelli advised rulers to project qualities like mercy, loyalty, and honesty, even when circumstances demand the opposite. Deception is not about reveling in deceit, but mastering it as a tool of survival. Refuse to wield it, and you become prey to those who do. The world does not reward goodness for its own sake. It exploits trust, manipulates openness, and discards the naive while celebrating the cunning who claim what was rightfully theirs. The arena of power does not corrupt, it reveals. It exposes who is willing to navigate its complexities, to embrace the compromises required to hold their ground. Every crown conceals a dagger, and those who rise understand this implicitly. We like to imagine corruption as an aberration, a blemish on an otherwise noble system. This is the comforting lie we tell ourselves to preserve hope. But corruption is not the exception. It is the scaffolding of power, where authority gathers. It warps everything around it, bending wealth, influence, and opportunity to its will. Laws, institutions, and lofty ideals become tools in the hands of those who know how to wield them. Those who refuse to play this game are sidelined, silenced, or crushed. Corruption is not just briefcases of cash or shadowy deals, it is far more pervasive. It is governments crafting policies that favor the elite, corporations drafting regulations they claim to uphold, and leaders exchanging favors not out of malevolence, but because that is the currency of survival. Machiavelli saw this centuries ago. Long before the intricacies of modern systems, rulers do not maintain power through virtue. Alone they thrive through effectiveness, which often demands compromise. A leader may proclaim justice in public, but behind closed doors, they reward allies, neutralize threats, and secure their position through calculated deals. What appears illegal to the outsider is often perfectly legal for those who shape the rules. They do not break the system, they are the system. This is why empires, governments, and corporations inevitably decay from within. Power attracts ambition, and ambition demands reward. The longer someone holds influence, the more they use it to protect their interests, their allies, and their legacy. Observe the world today. Politicians leave office wealthier than they entered. Regulators transition to lucrative roles in the industries they once oversaw, and public resources quietly flow into private hands while rhetoric about service echoes in grand halls. Is this an accident? No, it is the natural order of power. The Machiavellian leader does not fight corruption, they orchestrate it, keeping it controlled and predictable. They decide who benefits and who faces consequences, ensuring no rival grows strong enough to challenge their dominance. They do not eliminate decay, they channel it to serve their purposes. What does this mean for you? Abandon the fantasy that clean hands can rule. As you climb the ladder of influence, you will face choices between ideals and survival. You will justify compromises, not because you are wicked, but because everyone at the top does. The greatest deception of power is convincing the masses that corruption is an anomaly, that the system is fundamentally good, but occasionally tainted by bad actors. In truth, the system is designed to protect those who operate it. When someone is exposed, they are not punished for their corruption, they are punished for their carelessness. If you aspire to become untouchable, unplayable, and unmoved, heed the 7 laws that follow. These principles will mark you as formidable, even dangerous, in the eyes of others. They will also anchor you as the calm center in a world of chaos, allowing you to navigate the storms of ambition with clarity and control. These laws are not for the faint-hearted, they demand discipline, foresight, and a willingness to embrace the uncomfortable realities of power. Law 1. Forge an unreadable face and a relentless leggerdo. Become untouchable. You must master the art of duality, an exterior of impenetrable calm, paired with an inner ledger of unrelenting precision. Your face is a fortress, serene, composed, betraying no hint of your thoughts or emotions. Your words are measured, your posture steady, your presence a quiet force that commands attention without demanding it. Meanwhile, your mind operates as a ledger, meticulously recording every detail: who honored their promises, who revealed their insecurities, who slighted you in passing. This ledger is not a diary of grudges, it is a strategic arsenal, transforming fleeting observations into a permanent record of leverage. The loudest voices in any room believe they hold sway, but your silence allows them to overreach. Let them perform, let their masks slip, while you catalog their missteps with the precision of a cartographer mapping uncharted terrain. When the moment comes to act, your decisions will seem measured, inevitable, and inexplicable to those who underestimated you. They will marvel at your foresight, unaware that you were counting their cracks while they chased applause. Consider a scenario. In a boardroom, a colleague boasts loudly, seeking to dominate the conversation. You remain silent, nodding subtly, you face a blank canvas. Later, when they overpromise and underdeliver, you quietly note their failure in your ledger. When the opportunity arises, you propose a solution that leverages their misstep, positioning yourself as indispensable. Your silence was not passivity, it was strategy. Practice for Law 1. Train yourself to pause before responding to any question, allowing a brief moment of silence to unsettle others and prompt them to reveal more. Keep a physical or digital ledger secure and private where you record names, actions, and patterns. Note who speaks with confidence but acts with hesitation, who promises much but delivers little. Review this ledger regularly, letting it guide your decisions. Your blank face and crowded page will become your greatest assets. Turning observation into power. Law 2. Define first. Explain last. One who sets the frame controls the outcome. Be the first to define terms, whether it's the scope of a project, the meaning of urgent, or the metrics of success. By establishing the narrative early, you shape the battlefield before the fight begins. Once you set your terms, resist the urge to over-explain. Explanations dilute your authority, inviting debate and weakening your position. Let others exhaust themselves in lengthy justifications while you're concise. Sharp statements linger like echoes in their minds. Machiavelli taught that perception outweighs intention. People judge based on what they see, not what you mean. Sculpt the surface of your words with precision, defining boldly and standing firm. Refuse to be drawn into endless defenses of your stance. Let your silence force others to adapt to your terms. For example, in a negotiation, declare that success means a specific deliverable by a clear deadline. State it once, then stop. When others push back, their arguments will falter against your unshakable frame. Practice for Law 2. Before any significant interaction, write down the definitions you want to establish. If a negotiation looms, decide what urgent means to you, perhaps a specific deliverable or condition, and state it early. With conviction, then hold your ground. Practice crafting statements that are sharp enough to cut through noise and short enough to be remembered. People will adjust to your frame when they sense your resolve is unbreakable. 3. Trade reputation for leverage. Never the reverse. Most people chase approval, sacrificing their power to be liked. You must do the opposite. Be willing to endure short-term criticism if it secures long-term leverage. Decline a meeting that offers no strategic value, even if it earns you disapproval. Walk away from a deal if it undervalues your worth, knowing that your absence will raise your price in the future. For instance, if a client demands your presence at a low-value event, politely decline, signaling that your attention is a scarce resource. When they return with a better offer, your leverage has grown. In every arena, there's an invisible auction where power is traded. While others barter for praise, you must bargain for terms, time, access, influence, or control. When forced to choose between being popular and being pivotal, always choose the latter. Reputation will follow when your leverage delivers undeniable results. Imagine a scenario where a colleague pressures you to compromise on a project's terms to keep the peace. By holding firm, you may face temporary friction, but your eventual success will redefine how others perceive your value. Practice for Law 3. Identify your levers, your expertise, relationships, resources, or narrative control. In any transaction, demand payment in at least 2 forms of leverage, such as stricter terms or public acknowledgement. If others seek discounts, raise the non-monetary cost, ensuring your position strengthens even as you appear generous. Keep a list of your levers and review it before key decisions, ensuring you never trade power for fleeting approval. Law 4. Wield mercy as a precise blot. Cruelty displayed openly makes you seem weak, as if you need to prove your strength. Mercy, when used strategically, makes you appear inevitable when someone wrongs you. Resist the urge to react impulsively. Pause, let them stew in uncertainty. Then deliver a consequence that educates without theatrics. A quiet demotion speaks louder than a public outburst. Your restraint forces others to imagine consequences far worse than those you impose. Mercy is not weakness, it is disciplined control. It keeps allies loyal and opponents cautious, preventing them from becoming desperate enough to challenge you outright. By calibrating your response, you maintain influence without destabilizing your orbit. For example, if an employee makes a costly mistake, don't lash out. Quietly reduce their responsibilities and pair them with a mentor, setting a clear path. For redemption or exit, this measured approach teaches the entire team how your mercy operates. Practice for Law 4, separate judgment from action. Decide the consequence in silence, ensuring it is final. Deliver it with precision, clear, proportionate, and devoid of drama. Practice issuing consequences that teach rather than destroy, such as reassigning a task rather than firing someone outright. People fear the leader who measures calmly more than the one who rages loudly. Law 5. Cultivate scarcity, then deliver with impact. Accessibility erodes mystique. If you are always available, others will take you for granted. Strategically withdraw, decline. Invitations, missed calls, create space between you and the demands of others. Become the figure who appears rarely but transforms the room when you do. Then, in a single, calculated moment, deliver something extraordinary: a decision, a solution, a speech that shifts the entire dynamic. People remember moments of impact, not consistent availability. By controlling your presence, you craft peaks that others will recall long after the moment passes. Imagine launching a project with a single, powerful presentation that redefines expectations. Rather than diluting your influence through constant updates, your scarcity amplifies your impact, making your contributions feel like rare treasures. Practice for Law 5. Schedule deliberate absences. Block days on your calendar for focus or preparation. Guarding them fiercely, use these moments to build a dramatic contribution, a presentation, a proposal, a bold move that redefines the conversation in one stroke. Practice delivering one impactful action per major project, ensuring it stands out against a backdrop of your strategic absence. Law 6. Feed allies. Confound rivals. Allies thrive on recognition, but they must see you as the source of their strength. Reward them publicly, but always in ways that reinforce your indispensability. A well-timed acknowledgement or opportunity can secure loyalty for years. For example, publicly praising a team member's contribution while subtly noting your role in their success ties their achievements to your leadership. Meanwhile, keep rivals guessing about your true capabilities. Offer one clear signal of your strength and 3 misleading ones, forcing them to miscalculate. In conflict, misdirection conserves energy. In negotiations, it saves time. Never reveal the full scope of your resources. Let others plan around your shadow, not your substance. If a competitor underestimates you because of a carefully planted ambiguity, they will overcome it and falter, leaving you to claim the advantage. Practice for Law 6. Map your allies by their desires: status, security, or speed. Feed each in their preferred language, a public shout-out for the status-hungry, stability for the cautious, or autonomy for the ambitious. For rivals, plant subtle misdirections: a vague comment, a delayed response that keep them off balance. Keep a record of these interactions, noting which signals worked and how they shaped others' behavior. Law 7. Transform chaos into order. Ambition thrives in turmoil, but leadership endures instability. In moments of crisis, move swiftly to seize opportunities and force others into errors. Once you gain ground, slow the pace, establish routines, codify processes, and make your position seem like the natural order. People forgive bold moves if they become predictable systems that benefit them. For example, after resolving a workplace conflict, create a policy that prevents its recurrence, turning your victory into a lasting structure. Machiavelli warned that leaders must adapt to changing circumstances. The untouchable turns upheaval into structure, panic into policy, and ambition into legacy. The art lies in mastering this rhythm: ruthless in ascent, serene in dominance. Your ability to impose order on chaos will make your authority feel inevitable, like a force of nature rather than a product of effort. Practice for Law 7. After every victory, write a rule that makes it repeatable. Turn a successful negotiation into a standard process, a crisis response into a policy. Keep a journal of your wins and the systems you build from them, ensuring each triumph becomes a foundation for future success. Chaos is your ladder, order is your dynasty. These 7 laws orbit a single principle: mastery of perception and timing. You cannot leave your presence or your pace to chance. You decide when to appear, when to withdraw, when to strike. This discipline will earn you the label of dangerous, but embrace it. That label shields you from trivial demands and deters those who seek your secrets without earning them. It is the armor of the disciplined, forged in silence and strategy. The world believes information flows freely, that truth naturally prevails. History disagrees. Knowledge belongs to those who wield it effectively, rationing it to shape outcomes. In the past, rulers relied on spies and messengers. Today, they use data and networks. The principle remains: learn everything, reveal nothing. Build your own intelligence system by asking 3 questions regularly. Who is moving around me? What do they seek? What do they fear? Adjust your tempo accordingly. Slow down to let their fears simmer, or accelerate to exploit their desires. Justice is the story told by victors. Morality is the costume worn by stable regimes. Do not mistake these for truth. Be gracious in public to keep your hands free, precise in private to keep your mind clear. When accused of cruelty, do not flinch. When called cold, do not soften. You are not here to bask in approval, you are here to become untouchable. There will be moments when you yearn to explain yourself, to justify your choices. Resist. The need to be understood is a trap. There will be times when you want to punish loudly or apologize to save a relationship. Don't. Noise undermines your mystique, and apologies surrender leverage. Let friendships fade if they cost you power. The crowd may call you heartless, but they are kept safe by those who refuse to be tamed. Your posture is simple: a calm face, a sharp ledger, brief words, and a long memory. Define first, explain last, deliver decisively, and disappear strategically. Feed your allies, confuse your rivals, turn chaos into order, and wear the label of dangerous as a badge of your discipline. When others protest, why not just be good? Recognize that good has been redefined as compliance. The world rewards predictability with mediocrity, labeling your silence arrogance, your boundaries cruelty, your standards unreasonable. They name your tools because they work. Picture this: you enter a room, say little, and watch others over-explain. You nod, recording their words in your mental ledger. Later, a decision emerges calm, final, unstoppable. They feel it like a shift in the atmosphere, adjusting to your presence. That's untouchable. A rival baits you publicly. You define your terms once, then vanish. They exhaust themselves in the void, and better offers arrive. That's unplayable. A crisis erupts. You act swiftly, then codify the solution into a lasting rule. The crowd settles, and you seek no credit, only quiet. That's unmoved. There is a cost. You will be misunderstood, labeled calculating or aloof. But dangerous is merely the term the undisciplined use for those who cannot be controlled. Choose one law this week and live it fully. Pause before answering, define a term before a meeting, decline a draining invitation, or deliver a measured consequence. Small actions unlock vast outcomes over time. Those who tested you will stop. Those who relied on your compliance will fade, and those who respect your rhythm will rally to your side. You will become the quiet axis of any room, your presence speaking louder than words. You are not here to be loved, you are here to be a force. Untouchable, unplayable, unmoved is not a slogan, it is a standard. Hold it, raise it, and let it redefine your world. The throne you seek is not a distant prize, it is the chair you already occupy. When you sit in it with purpose, forge your ledger, guard your tempo, and let your results write your biography. The world will adjust to the storm you become, and the map you leave behind will be your legacy.